Product, quotient, and chain rules. Rule 2, the product rule. Suppose u and v are functions of x. If y equals u multiplied by v, then dy dx equals u multiplied by dv dx plus v multiplied by du dx. In words, first by the derivative of the second plus the second by the derivative of the first. If y equals x squared minus 3x plus 2 multiplied by x squared minus 2, find dy dx, the derivative. So we let u be x squared minus 3x plus 2, so du dx, the derivative of u, with respect to x, will be 2x minus 3. And we let v be equal to x squared minus 2, so dv dx will be 2x. This is our formula for the product rule given in the formula book. Dy dx is equal to u times dv dx plus v times du dx. So we swap u for x squared minus 3x plus 2 with brackets. We swap dv dx for 2x with brackets, bring down the plus. We swap v for x squared minus 2 with brackets, and we swap du dx for 2x minus 3 with brackets. Next, we multiply out our brackets and we simplify. We get x cubed minus 6x squared plus 4x plus 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 4x plus 6, which simplifies to 4x cubed minus 9x squared plus 6. Rule 3, the quotient rule. Suppose u and v are functions of x. If y equals u divided by v, then dy dx is equal to v times du dx minus u times dv dx, all divided by v squared. In words, the bottom by the derivative of the top minus the top by the derivative of the bottom, all divided by the bottom squared. Note, it is usual practice to simplify the top but not the bottom. If y equals x squared divided by x minus 2, find dy dx, the derivative. So we let u be equal to x squared, then du dx, the derivative of u with respect to x, is equal to 2x. And v is equal to x minus 2, then dv dx, the derivative of v, is equal to 1. So here's our quotient rule formula, given in the formula book. Dy dx is equal to v times du dx minus u times dv dx, all divided by v squared. So we swap v for x minus 2 with brackets. We swap du dx for 2x with brackets, bring down the minus. Swap u for x squared with brackets and dv dx for 1 with brackets. And that's all divided by v squared, which is x minus 2 to be squared. We simplify the top, getting 2x squared minus 4x minus x squared. We leave the bottom as it is, and we simplify again to get x squared minus 4x all over x minus 2 to be squared. Function of a function. When we write, for example, y equals x plus 5 to be cubed, we say that y is a function of x. If we let u equal x plus 5, then y equals u cubed, where u is equal to x plus 5. We say that y is a function of u, and u is a function of x. The new variable u is the link between the two expressions. Rule 4, chain rule. Suppose u is a function of x. If y equals u to the power of n, then dy dx is n multiplied by u to the power of n minus 1 multiplied by du dx. The chain rule should be done in one step. In words, the result using the general rule times multiplied by the differentiation of the expression. Find dy dx for each of the following. Number 1, y equals x squared minus 3x raised to the power of 4. So I like to call the chain rule the outside-inside rule. So I'm going to differentiate the outside, so I bring the power down, the 4 comes down in front. I keep what's inside the brackets the same, x squared minus 3x, and I reduce the power by 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. So what I've done is I've differentiated the outside, or you could say I differentiated the power. Then I have multiply. Next I differentiate the inside, what's ever inside the brackets. The derivative of x squared is 2x, the derivative of minus 3x is minus 3. And then I simplify. So all I have to do is stick them together with brackets. So I have 4 times 2x minus 3 times x squared minus 3x raised to the power of 3. I don't need to multiply out the brackets, I can just leave the answer as it is. Number 2, y is equal to 3 over 2x plus 5. So the first thing we're going to do is rewrite y equals 3 over 2x plus 5 as 3 times 2x plus 5 to the power of minus 1. So we're just using our indices laws. Now we differentiate. So we bring the power down in front. So the minus 1 comes down in front, and minus 1 times 3 is minus 3. We keep what's inside the brackets the same, and we reduce the power by 1. Minus 1 is minus 2. So we've differentiated the outside. Now we multiply that by the derivative of the inside. The derivative of 2x is 2, the derivative of 5 is 0. So we end up with 2. And then we just simplify, and we want to go back to the original form that we were given. So we don't want a negative power, so we're going to go back to a fraction. So minus 3 times 2 is minus 6, and that's all going to be over 2x plus 5 to the power of positive 2. So again, here we're using our laws of indices. 3. Y equals root 4x minus 3. So y equals the square root of 4x minus 3, first of all, gets rewritten as 4x minus 3 to the power of a half. Again, using our indices laws. So we're going to use the chain rule. We bring the power down in front, the half comes down in front. We keep what's inside the brackets, and we reduce the power by 1. Half minus 1 is minus a half. So that's the outside. We differentiated the outside. Next, we multiply that by the derivative of the inside. The derivative of 4x is 4. The derivative of minus 3 is 0. And then we simplify. So half times 4, or half of 4, is 2. So we're going to have 2 as our numerator. And then 4x minus 3 to the power of minus a half. Well, we're going to get rid of the minus. We don't want a negative power, so it's going to be 2 over 4x minus 3 to the power of positive a half. And then the only final step is to change the power of a half into the square root. So we get 2 over root 4x minus 3. Part 4. Y is equal to x squared plus 1 over x raised to the power of 3. Okay, so we don't want a fraction inside of our brackets, so we're going to change 1 over x to x to the power of minus 1. And now we can use our chain rule. So dy dx is going to be 3 times x squared plus x to the power of minus a half raised to the power of 2. So we brought the 3 down in front, we reduced the power by 1, 3 minus 1 is 2. We kept the inside the same. So here we've differentiated the outside. Next we multiply that by the derivative of the inside. The derivative of x squared is 2x. The derivative of x to the power minus 1 is minus x to the power minus 2. So we bring the minus 1 down in front, or just the minus, and minus 1 is minus 2. So now we've done our differentiation, we just need to simplify and rewrite things. So x to the power minus 1 we change to 1 over x using our indices laws. Get rid of the multiplication symbol, just stick on the brackets. And minus x to the power minus 2 is going to be minus 1 over x to the power of positive 2, again using our indices laws. Often we have to deal with a combination of the product, quotient or chain rules. Find dy dx if y is equal to x root 9 minus x squared. So the first thing we're going to do is rewrite the root as the power of a half. So we have y equals x multiplied by 9 minus x squared raised to the power of a half using our indices laws. Now we can use the product rule. So our u is going to be the x, and our v is going to be 9 minus x squared raised to the power of a half. So next we sub into our product rule formula. So u is just x with brackets. Then we multiply that by dv dx, so the derivative of v. So we have 9 minus x to be squared raised to the power of a half. So here we're going to have to use the chain rule inside the product rule. So we bring the power down in front, the half comes down in front. We keep what's inside the brackets, 9 minus x squared, and we reduce the power by 1. A half minus 1 is minus a half. Then we multiply that by the derivative of the inside. So 9, the derivative is 0, so we don't write anything down, and minus x squared, the derivative is minus 2x. So outside multiplied by inside. Okay, so that's dv dx. Then we bring down the plus, and then we have v. which is 9 minus x squared raised to the power of a half. And then that's multiplied by du dx, the derivative of u. So u is x, and the derivative of that is just 1. So now we can simplify. So x multiplied by a half multiplied by minus 2x gives us minus x squared. So let's have a look at why that is. Well, a half times minus 2 is minus 1. So minus 1 can be just written as minus. And x times x is x squared. And then we just stick on the 9 minus x squared raised to the power of minus a half. Then we bring down the plus. And 9 minus x squared raised to the power of a half multiplied by 1 is just 9 minus x squared raised to the power of a half. Okay, so we don't want any negative indices and we don't want any fractional indices, so we have to rewrite things. So we bring down the minus. Since we had a negative indice, we're going to end up with a fraction. So the x squared goes into the numerator, and 9 minus x squared will go into the denominator. And the power of a half rewrites as the square root. And then 9 minus x squared raised to the power of a half is rewritten as the square root of 9 minus x squared. So again here we are using our indices rules. Find dy dx if y is equal to the square root of 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x. So the first thing we have to do is rewrite the square root as the power of a half. So our numerator 1 minus x is u, our denominator 1 plus x is v, so we're going to use the quotient rule. But before we can do that, we have to sort out this power. So we have to do the chain rule first, and inside of the chain rule, we will use the quotient rule. So the half comes down in front. We keep what's inside the brackets the same. We reduce the power by 1. So a half minus 1 is minus a half. And we multiply that by the derivative of the inside. And again, because the inside the brackets is a fraction, we have u over v, so we're going to use the quotient rule. So we have v, which is 1 plus x with brackets, multiplied by du dx, so the derivative of u, the derivative of 1 minus x is minus 1. Bring down the minus. Then we have u, which is 1 minus x with brackets, and that's multiplied by the derivative of v, so dv dx, and v is 1 plus x, so the derivative of that is 1. And that's all divided by v squared. So v again is 1 plus x, so it's 1 plus x to be squared. So this was the outside, and this was the inside. So chain rule using the quotient rule inside it. So next we have to simplify. So one of our laws of indices states that a over b to the power of minus n is the same thing as b over a to the power of positive n. So it's the reciprocal, so the fraction turned upside down and the minus changed to positive, or vice versa. So we're going to use that to rewrite 1 minus x over 1 plus x to the power of minus a half as 1 plus x over 1 minus x to the power of positive a half. So we've flipped the fraction upside down, and minus a half changes to a half. The half stays in front, and then simplifying over here, we end up with minus 1 minus x minus 1 plus x all over 1 plus x to be squared. So here's an example of why this rule works. So we'll come back to the question in a minute. Let's say we have a third to the power of minus 2. Well, following this rule, we turn the fraction upside down, so we get 3 over 1, the reciprocal, and minus 2 changes to positive 2. So a third to the power of minus 2 gives us 9, and 3 over 1, which is 3 to the power of 2, gives us 9. So let's check. So a third to the power of minus 2 is the same thing as 1 over a third to the power of positive 2, so that minus becomes 1 over, that's one of our indices laws. A third squared is a ninth, so we get 1 over a ninth, which is the same thing as 1 divided by a ninth, which is the same thing as 1 multiplied by 9 over 1, so we turn our fraction upside down, change divide to multiply, and that again gives us 9. So just an example of how this rule is true. So back to our question. So we're going to simplify. So minus x plus x will cancel. And minus 1 is minus 2. And it's still over 1 plus x to be squared. And on the left-hand side, we're going to multiply in the half. So 1 multiplied by 1 plus x is still going to be just 1 plus x to the power of a half. And we're going to put the power of a half on the numerator and on the denominator. And then the 2 gets multiplied into the denominator. So 2 multiplied by 1 minus x is 2 times 1 minus x. And again, it's raised to the power of a half. So next we multiply top by top, bottom by bottom. 1 plus x to the power of a half multiplied by minus 2. We just stick them together. Minus 2 times 1 plus x to the power of a half. And then 2 times 1 minus x to the power of a half multiplied by 1 plus x to the power of 2. Again, we just stick them together. 2 times 1 minus x to the power of a half times 1 plus x to the power of 2. So now we just want to simplify. So we have a common factor of 1 plus x to the power of a half. So, and also the 2's will cancel, so let's sort them out first. So 2 divided by 2 will cancel. So we're left with minus 1. Then 1 plus x to the power of a half divided by 1 plus x to the power of a half. So they'll all just cancel and we're left with minus 1. And if we divide the top by 1 plus x to the power of a half, we must divide the bottom by 1 plus x to the power of a half. So 1 minus x to the power of a half is not going to change because that's a minus and this is a plus, so they're completely different. So we just bring that over here, 1 minus x to the power of a half. And then 1 plus x to the power of 2 divided by 1 plus x to the power of a half is going to give us 1 plus x to the power of 3 over 2. Because dividing powers with the same base, we subtract the powers, and 2 minus a half is 3 over 2. So our final answer is minus 1 all over 1 minus x to the power of a half multiplied by 1 plus x to the power of 3 over 2.